Hello, and thank you for joining us on JMP Today. We're going to visit different topics that affect the lives of students and faculty alike.
From an opioid epidemic to the struggles we face when parking, let's get into it. Opioid overdose is a growing crisis that's impacting countless lives right here in Colorado. Since the year 2000, we lost over 17,800 people to overdoses, a tragic loss occurring every 4 hours and 45 minutes.
The need for awareness and response training has never been more critical. Tonight, our reporter Samantha introduces us to a virtual training program that's aiming to save lives and equip our community with essential life-saving tools.
Every month, the opioid overdose response training provides crucial information about the opioid epidemic. Participants learn to recognize overdose symptoms, understand the effects of opioids, and administer the overdose reversal drug naloxone, often referred to by its brand name Narcan. Opioids include drugs like heroin, fentanyl, and prescription pain relievers. They can be extremely addictive and in some cases fatal. Symptoms of an opioid overdose may include slow or stopped breathing, blue lips and fingernails, pale or clammy skin, and an unresponsive or limp body. One of the most effective ways to reverse an overdose is with naloxone. This powerful drug blocks opioid receptors, helping to restore breathing. Training participants are taught to check for responsiveness, administer Narcan, and follow essential steps to keep the person safe until help arrives. They also learn how to access free harm reduction tools like naloxone and fentanyl testing strips on and off campus. Resources are available for students on the Aurora campus, including naloxone at the Health Center and CU Wellness Center, as well as through Aurora PD. Plus, there's a supportive community at the Aurora Recovery Community for those looking for peer support. This monthly training is a life-saving resource for anyone willing to learn.
Thank you, Samantha. This training program is a powerful reminder that with the right tools and knowledge, we can all play a part in fighting the opioid crisis. To learn more about upcoming training sessions and access these vital resources, visit healthcenter1.com. Together, we can make a difference.
Homelessness is an urgent and complex issue impacting communities across Denver. With rising housing costs and a lack of affordable options, many individuals and families are left without stable shelter. In this report, June and Brandon take a closer look at the realities facing those experiencing homelessness in our city.
Amongst the cost of living increases, the Denver metro area has seen an exponential increase in unhoused individuals. What are the city's plans to help this population off the streets? Here's Brandon with more.
Homelessness is on the rise in the Denver metro area. As inflation and cost of living continue to get worse, many are worried about facing homelessness. When asked about this, people were concerned about the trajectory of the way things are going.
Upset, sad, bad because there's a lot of deaths and I need to do better for myself. Keep pushing that you got it, and if I can do it, you can do it.
What are the emotions you feel being alone out there? Sad, mad, cold, afraid. What was it that made me want to get off the streets? My girlfriend. I think it has ended a lot of lives, and it's become a problem. Try your best to get back on your feet and find your purpose.
The epidemic can be lessened in several ways, including increased affordable housing and support for veterans. Several organizations, including the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless, are working to make life easier for unhoused individuals. According to the coalition, there has been a 39% increase in homelessness since last year, marking a total of a 150% rise in 10 years, according to the PIC count. This affects students as well, seeing over 17,000 students facing housing struggles in the 2021 school year. With a few affordable housing proposals up for vote, let's hope living in Denver will become easier for everyone.
It's clear there's no one-size-fits-all solution, but with so many passionate people working to address homelessness, there's hope. Let's keep the conversation going and find ways to help our needy neighbors.
When students come to MSU Denver, they all see an increase in traffic and parking costs and are asking the question of why this is happening all of a sudden.
I looked into this problem and spoke with students, faculty, and the person in charge of all the parking on the Auraria campus. This is what we found out. As more and more students enroll here at MSU Denver, it puts effects on different aspects of campus life, from class availability and sizes to transportation. One major headache, though, that new students have been facing this year has come in the form of multiple traffic jams. At the Auraria campus, students from all over the Denver metro area commute into the heart of Denver for class. This year, though, traffic jams seemingly becoming a bit too common, with headaches growing and growing for students.
Well, getting to school is pretty awful, like at all times, unless you have like a 9:30, but I have 11 a.m.s, and I gotta say, usually with no traffic, like a 10-minute drive, it can be 20 to 25 easily.
Faculty at MSU Denver have also noticed the differences in RTD commute and a drive commute.
So, I think that it's kind of chaotic, especially if I come off of Colfax. It's like really hard to get over into the left lane, and then people don't understand what a green turn signal means and that you can still turn left after. So just a lot of chaos with the trains going by. And then getting into the parking lots, it's sort of like a centipede game where everybody's like driving around and trying not to get into an accident while you're waiting for parking to open up, because there's lots of people looking for parking and not enough spaces.
And asked about what trends Auraria parking was seeing this year compared to previous academic school years.
So this is probably the highest traffic that we've seen since the pre-pandemic era. The enrollment has been strong so far, we think, for all the universities from what they've reported to us. But most importantly, the on-campus traffic has up substantially. From a year-over-year comparison, it's up over 20% in terms of vehicle traffic. Now that was during the first 2 weeks of school, as students are actually figuring out their schedules, determining which classes they'll keep and drop. As we know, that's part of university life. But that traffic was very robust. What's also driving that is the lapse in service and predictable schedule with RTD. RTD was very transparent about the repairs that they were making to both light rail and some schedule changes. So we believe that that impacted a number of students and faculty who actually had to drive their own vehicles compared to years past where they may have taken the light rail or shuttles.
We also asked students who commute to campus via RTD light rail if they have noticed an increase in the normal traffic they've experienced coming to campus for classes.
I'd say it really depends on how far you live. The parking also can be pretty expensive, so it also kind of depends on where you're at financially. Personally, I've always taken the bus, and it's been good for me, but I can see some people have stronger opinions on like how long it takes, or they're not as patient. But I'd say the bus definitely requires patience, but with the traffic that I've been seeing recently, I'd say it's not far off. So honestly, I'd recommend the bus.
Now, with traffic continuing to increase, AHEC is saying that students should come to campus earlier to avoid all of the traffic and be able to find a spot to park. Metered parking has been officially replaced with mobile app parking on campus. Sophia, you were there.
Yes, and I heard that the new policy had some students and staff wondering why this change has occurred. Let's take a look. The Auraria campus at MSU Denver has set new parking limits that forces students, faculty, and college visitors to pay for the entire day during academic hours. There are over 15 parking lots and garages on the Auraria campus, and not one allows people to pay for specific time frames. In past years, MSU has offered metered parking on campus, allowing people to pay for as much time as they want by card or change. Now, the campus has restricted payment to only through the Park mobile app, which forces consumers to pay for the entirety of the day, which can range anywhere from $7 to $12. This change is highly inconvenient to students who commute to campus for short increments at a time, or those who don't have the Park mobile app.
Which $6.50 is not that bad, right? But it does build up over time, especially if you're coming for one class that's like an hour long. It does kind of suck, so.
Many students and faculty have expressed frustration over being required to pay all-day fees for limited parking. We wanted to know why this decision was made and if any alternatives were considered to accommodate those with shorter campus visits. To better understand the reasons behind the new parking restrictions, we sat down with the Director of Parking and Transportation for the Auraria campus, Clayton Hopkins, to discuss the recent policy change.
Over the years, Auraria campus partnered with Park Mobile and then subsequently decided to eliminate the physical meters and go exclusively to Park Mobile to pay for parking zones on campus. I think it was just the technology as the city of Denver uses a mobile payment plan, which is Park Mobile. We really enjoyed the fact that it was secure, one of the more secure provider in terms of payment platforms. Sure, a more secure payment platform that's offered to guests and students on campus, and also a big savings in terms of the physical labor that was required to service the old meters. So a big cost savings benefit to Auraria campus.
As students on the Auraria campus adapt to its new parking policies, many hope to see options that better accommodate schedules and budgets.
We'll continue to follow the story and keep you updated on new parking policy adjustments. I'm Sophia Long reporting on the Auraria campus. Back to you in the studio.
MSU Denver is a Division II school with two of the best teams of the nation right now. We are talking about our men's basketball team and, of course, our ladies volleyball team, currently one of the best teams in the nation in Division II.
Our own Alex Downs and Eli Korak interviewed both head coaches, and they bring us the expectations for the new season.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with my friend Alex at MSU Denver Campus Gym, where the #1 ranked women's volleyball team has been dominant. The team is now 22-2 as they look to reclaim the RMAC. We spoke with head coach Jenny Glenn on how this year's team will right the wrongs of previous years.
Yeah, I would say our culture is really important to our team. We have a lot of different aspects to our culture, but I would say our unity is really important on this team. We're definitely a unit and we like to do everything together, good or bad. So like when we're all on it, we're all on it. And I think that our love for each other is also really important, and we play for each other, and that's what makes us so good. So.
Pressure is a privilege. At least, that's how the Roadrunners approach it. They're currently 25-2, 14-0 in conference play, second ranked in the NCAA regional polls. High praise. But the focus is not on the rarefied air that they occupy. It's on the Regis Rangers, who they face tonight at the Athletic Center in Game 2 of the RMAC tournament.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that we do get that title, and being highly ranked is really cool, and I think it does boost our confidence a little bit just knowing that we are pretty good, but I think it doesn't play too much of a role. Like, it's nice to know and celebrate, but I think just keep pushing and working hard and continuing that no matter what ranking or title we have is what we focus on.
This year's team continues the trend of stellar volleyball being played at Metro, as in the last 9 years, the Roadrunners have won 80% of their games, 90% in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and at the helm for the last 9 years, head coach Jenny Glenn, talking about the character of her team.
I think it's like a function of last year's team and this year's kind of just extended. It was just like that love can be strong. I know that sounds crazy, but that love doesn't have to be soft, and it's actually really fierce, and we can love each other well, and we can go out and compete really, really hard, and that makes it a fun group to be around. You know, that we can show up for each other when things are hard, or when somebody in our program is facing crisis, but we can also show up for them on the volleyball court when things aren't going well. And how do we press into that, and how do we show up for each other? And I think they continue to show me a different way of doing things, maybe than the way that I've always done it or always thought, and how to leverage that and use it for all of our good.
The Roadrunners have amassed 7 RMAC tournament championships, with 1 under Glenn. And with numerous Coach and Player of the Year awards, it's been one of the most impressive runs in Division II women's volleyball history. After last year's loss to Regis in the RMAC final, the team has stayed the course, committed to themselves and each other as they face the postseason again.
I mean, I just want to shout out the coaches. They do harp a lot on having that culture and unity. I think unity is a big piece of who we are and our identity, and we just count on each other, and we basically are like a family. So that helps a lot because we have those relationships built outside the court. So it makes it easier to be bonded with the girls inside the court too. So
for the Roadrunners, pressure is a privilege, and for all of us at Metro, it is a privilege to watch them play.
That was great, Eli. Switch over to the 3-0 MSU Denver men's basketball team. The Roadrunner teams look to make a run this season where they play Eastern New Mexico and look to stay undefeated.
As we look at the season, we asked Coach Dan Fickey and Caleb McGill what their thoughts are on this upcoming season.
Hopefully a team that has a lot of fun on the court. I think this is a group that's really come together. We had them here in the summer this year. I think we're going to play fast. We're going to be exciting. We're hopefully going to put a lot of points up the board. Hopefully we could keep the other team from scoring as many, but I think it's going to be up-tempo, it's going to be unrelenting, and it's going to be unselfish. I think that's one thing this group has is they believe in each other, they move the basketball.
I'm just really looking forward to getting back to it. You know, it's the best time of year once college basketball is around, so I can't wait.
You know, going from last year where we were so inexperienced, not just from playing for me, but just in general, with Tyree Randall and Chandler Bevins being our only really returning players that played minutes, bringing guys in that while they were new to here, they weren't new to me. They weren't new to our style of play, and they've had success in it. We won a championship with all of those guys that came here at Belmont Abbey, went to the NCAA tournament. So to give the returning guys some help that had been through and gone where we want to go.
We also asked Coach Fickey about player Caleb McGill, as he is now the starting senior center for the MSU Denver Roadrunners.
I think could be the best player in this league. And then our incoming class, we have 4 transfers, 3 who are going to be major contributors for us, and then 2 freshmen who have really been very exciting to watch so far in practice, and I think are going to contend for minutes, especially by the end of the year as they continue to grow and get better.
MSU Denver plays Sul Ross State, Texas, in their first game of the season on November 9th, Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Time.
Now let's head over to Marina, who meets with our senior athletes.
As the season continues, Metropolitan State University athletes are hitting the fields and courts with renewed determination. As we approach the end of the fall seasons, we recognize the seniors on the teams that have showed leadership and integrity.
MSU volleyball is spiking into a promising season with energy and focus. With every serve and set, they're pushing for a championship finish and a potential first national title.
Well, our goal is always to win a national championship. A lot goes into that. It's a big journey, but we're taking it step by step and working our way up to that. But that's all.
MSU men's soccer is kicking off a season full of promise, aiming for the goal line with every match. Each senior on the men's team is looking forward to a great last season.
You know, overall it's just sad, you know, because I'm a senior and I try to enjoy everything as much as I can. And
MSU women's soccer has been dominating the field, bringing skill and heart to each game. How will the seniors on this year's team make the most of it?
So I think it's just in that sense, knowing when we're taking care of business to get to the next step, which would be obviously winning the conference and the RMAC championship.
MSU senior athletes are geared up and ready to make this season one to remember, bringing their grit, passion, and pride to every game. Back to you.
Thank you guys, and go Roadrunners. Now, let us explore an exciting initiative at MSU Denver that's all about turning innovative ideas into real savings and even real cash for our campus community.
That's right, Sophia. It's called the President's Flywheel Challenge, a program launched by MSU Denver President Janine Davidson. It's an opportunity for students, faculty, and staff to team up, get creative, and help improve the university's financial stability while staying true to its values. Megan Hofer has more.
You could turn your ideas into money in your pocket. In August of this year, MSU Denver's president, Janine Davidson, announced the President's Flywheel Challenge, an initiative to help save money that will reward applicants with a portion of the money saved. According to the University President's Office, this challenge aims to strengthen community while improving the financial stability of the university. We spoke to Kelly Evans about what this could mean for the MSU community.
We want to see applications from everybody, you name it, faculty, staff, and students. And so students who are looking to get involved, they need to have a sponsor that is either a faculty member, specifically the department chair of a specific unit, or above. So that would be like department chair, then it would be like associate dean, kind of moving up the ladder there. Or they can get a staff member who is at the director level and above. We are looking for a budget. So if you can, 1, articulate the problem, 2, make sure you submit a budget because we're really looking for the financial savings for the university. And then you'll be also judged on implementation, how easy the implementation might be, and just really filling out those worksheets.
We also spoke with students about the challenge.
I know they email it to us, but I don't really check that often, so maybe in class they could be telling us about it or something like that.
Just advertise it a bit more. I haven't seen a single flyer for it. If there is a flyer, then I wouldn't know.
I think maybe some more clubs, club activity and stuff, could be fun.
Okay.
Because I feel like a lot of those clubs could make fundraising stuff or help people out, and that could help the budget with there as well.
Students, faculty, and staff, along with an appropriate sponsor, are encouraged to submit their ideas for how MSU Denver can improve efficiency and save money in a way that aligns with university values. The first deadline to submit applications is February 14th.
Thank you, Megan. And with that great story, we have come to the end of JMP Today for this week.
We hope you enjoy our show and you can come back to join us in our next edition. For now, thank you and see you soon.